Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we take a stack of dense, cutting-edge technology and, well, we try to distill it into the crucial, surprising, and actionable knowledge you need right now.
Yeah.
Today, we are diving deep into something that it might sound like pure engineering jargon on the surface,
Hmm.
but it promises to fundamentally rewrite the future of enterprise AI. We're talking about the Model Context Protocol, or MCP.
Yeah, it's absolutely right. And source materials we reviewed for this, they all point to one critical realization. The biggest barrier to scaling powerful AI, I mean, the large language models we talk about every single day, it isn't the model itself.
It's the plumbing.
It's the plumbing. It's the sheer difficulty of securely and efficiently connecting these AI minds to the vast, messy, and constantly shifting landscape of internal corporate data.
Yeah, and you have to think about all the knowledge that's locked away inside a modern company. You've got legal documents in Google Drive, real-time discussions happening in Slack, code repositories on GitHub, sales data in Postgres.
And all those ancient business logics hiding in custom APIs.
Exactly. All those silos need to talk to the AI, and they have to talk securely.
Precisely. So our core topic today is solving that data integration headache. If data access remains the bottleneck, AI adoption just stalls.
Okay, so our mission today.
Our mission is clear. We are unpacking how MCP promises to transform this complex, custom AI integration nightmare into a standardized, reliable, and secure plug-and-play system.
We want to show you why this protocol is really the foundation for a truly scalable, flexible AI future.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's start in the painful past, or for many people, the painful present, the frustrating reality of AI integration before MCP existed. I think anyone who has spent time in MLOps or enterprise IT over the last 5 years is probably getting a phantom migraine just thinking about this.
Oh, for sure. It was an entirely unsustainable model, and the research labels this problem perfectly. They call it the Ntham M problem.
The N by M problem.
Yeah, and to understand the pain, you have to visualize this matrix and realize that every single intersection point was a unique, custom project.
So let's define our variables here, N and M.
Okay, so N represents the number of sophisticated AI models your organization needs to use. And today, companies rarely just commit to one.
Right.
You might be running GPT-4 for high-level content, maybe Claude for, heavy-duty analysis of sensitive documents, and then you'll have several fine-tuned Llama or Gemini models running internally for cost efficiency.
And that's N. It's just constantly expanding.
Constantly. And then M, the data ecosystem, is even bigger.
Right, that's everything else.
M is every single location where your proprietary valuable data lives. It's unstructured data like files on SharePoint, it's semi-structured data like conversations from Slack, and highly structured data like your transaction logs in a Postgres database.
And crucially, M also includes all those custom APIs that contain unique business logic that only your company uses.
Exactly.
So if you had, let's say, 4 N models and 10 M data sources, which is actually a pretty small setup for a company.
A very small setup.
The old system required you to build 40 specific custom connections, 40 unique lines of code, 40 potential failure points, all just to make sure the AI could get the right context.
And that's the optimistic scenario where those connections are static. If you added just one new cutting-edge AI model, say N number 5, you didn't just add one new connection.
Oh, no.
You needed 10 new bespoke integrations built and tested against every single existing data source.
So the complexity just grew exponentially. Maintenance must have been impossible.
Practically impossible.
It sounds like a system designed by, I don't know, budget committees, not engineers. What were the tangible consequences of relying on all those fragile connections?
The materials we reviewed highlight 4 critical hazards that were crippling enterprise AI. The first was just the chaos, a profound lack of standardization across the entire ecosystem.
So every integration was done slightly differently by different teams at different times.
Exactly, which guarantees system inconsistency and, well, makes troubleshooting a complete nightmare. Second, and this is the one that kept CIOs up at night, inconsistent security implementations. If you have 100 custom connection points, you probably have 100 different ways data permissions are handled, or, more accurately, mishandled.
How do you even audit that? If Model A can read a file but Model B can't, how do you guarantee that's enforced identically in 40 unique hand-coded connectors?
You can't. You just can't. And that led to huge audit risks and data leak vulnerabilities.
And that immediately addresses the third consequence you mentioned, which is the difficulty in scaling.
Yes.
If every new element requires brand new coding and a separate security review, the time to deploy new AI features, it must stretch from weeks to months.
And that time lag killed innovation. A 6-month integration timeline just to switch from one model to another or to hook into a new data system meant organizations just missed key market opportunities.
Okay. And the last one.
And finally, the prevalence of vendor lock-ins. Because these connections were so specific and customized to Model X or data provider Y, trying to swap one element out became prohibitively expensive. You were just chained to your initial choices.
So the NAM problem wasn't just a technical challenge, it was a catastrophic business model for trying to scale AI.
It absolutely was. And this is why the introduction of the model context protocol is so vital. It's the moment the industry collectively decided to stop building proprietary bridges and start building a single universal highway.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. MCP is the revolutionary answer to that complexity trap. The sources use this powerful analogy, and I think it's the perfect way to understand the shift.
I love this analogy.
It says MCP acts like a universal protocol, similar to how a USB-C port standardizes connections across devices.
It holds up beautifully because it describes this massive conceptual shift. Before USB-C, every device had its own charger, its own data port, a separate video port. It was a proprietary mess.
My drawer of old cables proves that point.
Right. USB-C just unified power, video, and high-speed data transfer into one single standardized socket.
So instead of organizations having to build that unique connector for every model data pairing, they just need to ensure both the AI model and the data source speak the standardized MCP language.
That is the core mechanism.
Yeah.
MCP provides a standardized connection protocol that facilitates seamless, and this is important, bi-directional data flow between the AI models and the data sources.
Bi-directional, so it's not just about pulling data out?
Exactly. It's about models and tools being able to act or even deposit data back in when required, all through the same defined pipe.
So the key transformation is moving from that NAM chaos to a simple N plus M structure.
Yes.
Where every model N and every data source M, they just plug into the one universal adapter, the MCP protocol, and that drastically reduces the integration work.
The reduction in bespoke coding alone lets engineering teams breathe again. But the real value, I think, is the security standardization this enables.
Yes.
Because the data flow is uniform, security and permissions are consistently applied across all connections. You manage one strong, validated access layer, not a patchwork of custom solutions. This is absolutely critical for enterprise trust.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Standardization drives security because if the rules are the same everywhere, the system is just less prone to human error. But I have to ask a challenging question here.
Go for it.
We just spent 5 minutes talking about the dangers of proprietary lock-in. If the whole industry adopts MCP, aren't we just shifting the vendor lock-in from those custom integrations to adherence to the MCP standard itself?
That's the essential question, and it's a great one.
How do we ensure this protocol stays open and, prevents one single company from controlling the keys to the kingdom?
The key difference is that MCP is designed and is being governed as an open standard. The research emphasizes its structure is intentionally non-proprietary. The initial push and the ongoing governance involve major players collaborating. We'll get to that in a minute, precisely to avoid that concentration of control. By making the specification open, anyone can build a connector and any model can participate. It's the antithesis of the old closed system.
So it actually removes the friction needed to switch providers. The standard itself is a shared asset.
Exactly. And that is critical for long-term scalability and independence.
All right, let's translate this technical standardization into organizational payoff, because that's why you, the listener, should really care about this. What are the specific bottom line benefits that streamline workflow?
The benefits are immediate and profoundly impactful on budgets and agility. They flow directly from having solved that N times M multiplication problem.
So the first major benefit is just pure demonstrable efficiency.
Yes, the sources champion this philosophy of write once, connect to any AI model. If you're an MLOps engineer and you've structured your data source connector to communicate via MCP, your job is basically done for every future AI model you want to adopt.
Think about the cost savings there. In the old world, evaluating a new AI model meant dedicating weeks, maybe months, of engineering time just to build a secure integration layer before you could even run a single test.
Right. Now, if the model speaks MCP, the connection is instant. Engineering teams can shift their focus from building data pipes to actually optimizing the AI outputs.
And that future-proofing element, it directly feeds into the second major benefit you mentioned, incredible scalability and flexibility.
Exactly. When a new model is released, or when, say, the legal team buys a new document management system that needs AI access, they don't face these complex system-breaking configurations.
It's just an easy add-in to the MCP ecosystem.
Which accelerates the pace of internal innovation dramatically.
Okay, and let's go back to security for a second.
The core sustainability of MCP really rests on its standardization of controls. The documentation we saw emphasizes that security and permissions, they aren't optional add-ons. They're baked into the protocol structure.
Which means consistent and reliable access controls are automatically enforced, eliminating those security gaps we talked about. It's a compliance officer's dream.
It really is.
And as you mentioned earlier, a standard is only as good as the consensus behind it. This isn't some niche solution from one startup trying to create a moat.
Precisely. For MCP to be the universal adapter, it needed and has secured industry-wide support from major players. And this is where it gets really substantive. We're talking about giants like OpenAI and Google.
Wow.
Actively adopting and contributing to this protocol.
The significance of that can't be overstated. When the biggest model providers in the world agree to adhere to an open framework for data access, it validates MCP as the fundamental infrastructure layer moving forward.
It guarantees that the universal adapter stays universal, adaptable, and critically non-proprietary.
All right, so let's pull the curtain back a little bit. We've established that MCP is secure, it's flexible, but what are the specific technical components that make this universal adapter so reliable? What's under the hood?
So if the protocol is the language, these are the grammatical rules that ensure everything is communicated efficiently and robustly. These specific features are why MCP is a professional-grade standard, not just a concept.
Okay, so give us the technical specifics, but also explain the why behind the choices.
All right. At its heart, for communication efficiency, MCP uses something called JSON RPC 2.0 transport.
And why is that important? Why not just a regular REST API?
Well, unlike traditional RESTful API calls, JSON RPC is lightweight and highly optimized for remote procedure calls. This is essential because when an AI model needs to invoke a tool or request data, it needs a fast, structured method to tell the data source exactly what function to run and what parameters to use.
So it minimizes latency for complex back-and-forth interactions.
Precisely.
Okay, so that handles how they talk, but what about the environment? Different corporate settings have different communication needs. A local database connection is very different from a cloud service pushing real-time updates.
That's where the transport flexibility comes in. MCP doesn't lock you into one pipe. It supports multiple transport methods, which is key for compatibility. We're talking about support for stdd.io, standard input-output for local high-speed connections,
Okay.
and also traditional HTTP transports for standard web interactions.
And then there's other one listed in the sources, server-sent events, or SSE. Why do we need SSE specifically in this protocol? Is that for real-time updates?
That's exactly it. SSE is crucial for persistent, low-latency, unidirectional communication from the server, the data source, to the client, the AI model.
So if the model is waiting for a huge chunk of data, or if the source is streaming real-time info.
Right. SSE provides that efficient, continuous flow without the overhead of constantly polling, which is far more efficient than making new HTTP requests over and over again.
Yeah.
It's all about minimizing lag.
That level of detail shows why it's a real foundation, not just a temporary fix. What about finding the capabilities needed? We hear about AI models becoming agents that rely on specialized tools.
That's covered by crucial tooling components like tool discovery and invocation.
Okay.
MCP standardizes the way an AI model can ask a data source, "What can you do?" and then invoke that specific capability, whether it's a search function, a calculation, whatever. This allows for seamless integration of new tools without custom updates to the core connection.
And when you're transferring all this context bidirectionally, I have to imagine resource management is a huge deal.
It is. Resource management is a non-negotiable feature here. MCP includes capabilities for efficient handling of computing resources, memory, storage, processing power, to ensure the data flow is optimized for performance.
So you prevent a resource-heavy AI model from accidentally throttling a critical business database.
You got it.
Okay, finally, let's talk about consistency in the AI layer itself. The quality of an AI's output often depends entirely on the prompt's quality and format.
Right, and for consistency and governance, MCP introduces the use of prompt templates.
Why standardize the prompts?
Because when you scale to hundreds or thousands of users interacting with multiple models, you need assurance that the input format is consistent. that allows for predictable outputs and makes it easier to enforce internal governance policies.
And we circle back one last time to that critical thread of security.
And that standardization is enforced and guaranteed by the built-in security and permissions features. This is the non-negotiable layer ensuring that all data interactions comply with the required access controls. This security baked into the architecture is what transforms enterprise AI from a risky custom job into a secure, streamlined industrial process.
So to summarize this entire deep dive, MCP transforms the way AI models interact with corporate data. It takes us from that complex, fragile system defined by the chaos of the net rat problem to a streamlined, scalable, and secure solution defined by the simplicity of a universal adapter.
Yeah,
It really is the necessary infrastructure foundation for the next wave of AI adoption.
it is. MCP isn't just a technical fix for existing problems. By solving this fundamental connectivity challenge, it standardizes the entire infrastructure layer. And that shift paves the way for a truly flexible and sustainable future for AI systems. It ensures that all this phenomenal innovation happening in large language models isn't constantly held back by the complexity and security risks of just accessing essential data.
So here's a final provocative thought for you to mull over as you think about the future of AI infrastructure. If the Model Context Protocol acts like the universal USB-C standard for AI, successfully standardizing connectivity and data access, what will be the next major standardization hurdle AI needs to overcome to achieve true widespread trust? Is the next protocol we need a standardized framework for AI ethics, or maybe for interpretability, that ensures transparent, understandable decision-making? Think about that next layer of standardized trust that still needs to be built.
We hope this deep dive into the Model Context Protocol gave you the clear, distilled understanding of why this technical standard matters so much for the future of enterprise technology.
Thanks for diving in with us. We'll see you next time.